Okay, welcome back everyone. We apologize for that short outage, but we are ready to go. Unfortunately, Pro Draft is still being difficult for us, so right now we will have to bring you the picks and bans by voice. Sentinels have switched to blue side for this one, and their first ban is Fiora. So it looks like they are already trying to adjust to what they had to deal with last time.
Also banning Nars, so it looks like they're having a lot of focus towards top side this time.
Incendium's first ban was Morgana. It's an interesting adjustment there. Also Warwick.
Wonder if that's like a target ban or
Must be something they just didn't want to see overall. Sentinels rounding out their bans with Talon.
Oh yeah, I just checked. Sentinels jungler has like a 67% win rate on Warwick across like 20 games. Yeah, so I'm guessing that that's the target ban towards them.
Yeah. And Incendium's final first rotation ban is Jarvan. All right, Sentinels leading off the first pick with a Jinx. No hesitation there, obviously planned.
Run it back, boys. Pick the Yasuo, pick
There
the
you go.
Malphite.
Incendium has no hesitation. It looks like they're hovering Yasuo.
Well, they have some hesitation. They didn't install
Yeah,
it like
I
last
guess
time.
some hesitation. I guess they're thinking about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there it
locked
is.
again.
There it is. Okay. Incendium basically challenging Sentinels to stop us somehow.
See what they're gonna pair with that this time.
Last time they Incendium second picked their support.
In the Ash this time.
All right. So we have an Yasuo Ash.
I really like the spot lane from Sentinels. Like,
Yeah.
Ash is so immobile. You get hit by one Nautilus hook into a Jinx trap, you're done.
Yeah, the Nautilus is great. Galio, that's an
I also,
interesting
yeah,
choice.
I actually like this a lot more than Lux. Galio can really take it to Yasuo early. He does get outscaled in the 1v1, but that's not what he's made to do. He's made to roam. And I think you'll have the stronger bot lane. Jinx Nautilus should beat Ash Thresh.
Yeah, that feels like a much better combination. Jinx is going to scale real hard. Nautilus is going to set her up for a lot of early kills. Thresh, obviously, he was pretty good last game, hit a lot of hooks, but I just don't see that combination being as effective as Jinx and Nautilus.
We have both jungles from last game banned, with the Malphite and the Zinzao joining the ban table. I feel like you just target ban jungle super hard if you're Incendium. I think he also plays Trundle. I feel like you just banned that now. No, Karthus, that works too. And the Nunu ban again. There's a lot of jungle bans on the table. And
Yeah,
hey, I called it.
there it is.
Well, actually, no,
Sejuani.
it's for the wrong team, but I kind of called it.
Hey, we'll take credit for that.
Yeah, well, I'll take credit for the Sejuani pick. I like that better than Malphite though. I think it's much better, especially because you give the stun autos to Yasuo, so you don't even really need to do any work for the gank.
Well, not only that, but Sejuani has a knock up on her Q as opposed to only on an alt. So that's more synergy
Yeah,
right off the bat. Oh, there's the
that
Trundle
one I
counter
did
pick.
call. Okay, yeah, no. I'm surprised they went with the Karthus ban instead of the Trundle ban, because looking at Sentinels jungle, Sarah, like he's played a lot more Trundle than he has in Zhao, or it's actually his second most played jungler. Especially if you're planning on picking the Sejuani, I feel like you shouldn't be picking, like, you shouldn't ban Karthus, you should definitely ban the Trundle, but Akali locked in.
Yeah, Kali locked in for Sentinels. So they have decided that if Incendium is going to throw down with the Yasuo, they are going to counter with an Akali. This is going to be good. I like this. Now I would guess that is
This is a
probably.
Sejuani top!
Look at that. Sejuani top. The Incendium has picked Kindred with their final pick.
I like this a lot,
Oh,
actually.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm hearing in chat.
Okay.
That may was a yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
Kindred was an incorrect pick. It was a pro draft malfunction. Last pick was Riven.
I don't like that as much. Okay. I mean, that's still good. I, I was really excited for this like super early game Kindred jungle. You get the Sejuani top, which neutralizes Akali. But no. Okay. This is still good though. Akali still loses to Riven, I think, most of the time, and let's see, Galio wins early into Yasuo, so he might be able to get up into the side lane and influence that matchup. But I feel like he wants to roam bot more than he wants to roam top.
Yeah, I think top is going to be one of those lanes that you're just going to kind of want to stay away from. There's going to be an awful lot of damage up there, and that could very easily go badly for you. Bot lane, you definitely want to get your Jinx rolling.
I actually view this a lot like the last game where I favor Incendium mid lane, and I think their jungle is better for early ganks, but oh no, this is the opposite. Okay, Incendium still has the winning. I keep forgetting because they switched sides, and I apparently don't have the IQ to realize that. But no, Yasuo should lose this matchup, and Sejuani is weaker than Trundle. So this time, Sentinels, just like last time, has the winning jungle matchup, and I'd like to see them make the most of it this time because it did not feel like they could do much with it last time.
I think overall, I really like the idea that Sentinels had here. They changed up quite a bit. They completely revamped the way their team looks and plays. And Incendium, they've kind of matched it as far as changing up some of their champions, but their team is more or less going to play the same.
I feel like I feel like again you just 1-3-1 here. Like Yasuo will outskill Galio, and once he does that, he'll win in the side lane against anyone. The Riven should beat Akali in lane, so she should be strong enough to beat Akali in the 1v1 in the other side lane. And then I mean you'll be weaker in the mid lane, but I think you're fine with that because you'll have side lane pressure.
Yeah, the only thing we saw in the first game was Incendium never actually got the 1-3-1 going. They were basically 4-1ing, which I mean, we saw was effective. It's hard to really criticize them for that, but it felt like they weren't taking full advantage of their comp. So I'm curious to see if they will do that again here, stick with a 4-1, or if they will really try to stretch it out.
It was also really awkward to me that they put Fiora in the team fight, but Yasuo on the side lane. I mean, it worked out for them, but felt like if you were gonna 4-1, you would want to keep Yasuo with Malphite together. Yasuo hovering smite again. He's not gonna take it. Not gonna get baited again.
Final bands being replayed. Last picks coming through, and as you can see, it was indeed Riven Kindred. So Pro Draft once again making lives difficult for everyone involved.
Okay, well we got 4 minutes to talk about things a little bit more in depth here. So, let's start top to bottom again. What are your opinions on the Akali Riven?
I think about 2 or 3 patches ago, I would have given this lane to Akali. Akali is she's just a pain to deal with. She's got an insane amount of mobility, energy based, so she can spam abilities on cooldown. Um, her kit just enables her to walk around and be annoying even when you've all in her. Riot has really since just crushed her with nerfs over the last couple of patches. In fact, I think I saw yesterday there's actually yet another Akali nerf coming through. Um, she's been hurt bad. Her Q lost, I think, 20% of its ratio. And Riven is just always one of those champions that's strong. She's in a good spot, skill based, so Riot doesn't feel the need to necessarily buff or nerf her. I think Kali is definitely on the weaker side at this point. Uh, she still snowballs pretty hard if she gets ahead, though, which is the only thing. So I think the possibility for the Akali to win is still there.
I mean, I agree with that. I do think it is Riven favored as well. The thing with like Riven Akali is like if Riven is playing it right, she can knock Akali out of almost anything that she does. You can knock Akali out of her ult, you can knock Akali out of her E, and especially because they shifted the damage on the E to the return hit as opposed to just the shuriken, that denies an actual meaningful amount of damage from her burst now. So that's a bit harder for Akali to deal with. So let's see. Jungle matchup. This is a really old school counter. Trundle beats Sejuani because you just ult Sejuani after she Qs in with Aftershock and her passive on, and she goes to negative resist.
Yeah, this is definitely a matchup that Trundle just has to press R and he's going to win. Now the thing is, early on, Sejuani does a really surprising amount of damage and has a ton of CC. So I would like to believe that they're going to play fairly aggressively and look to gank at least a couple lanes pre-6 to take advantage of that. If she can land her, what is it, her 3 or 4 hit passive, which should be easy with 2 extra melee laners in top and mid, that's a lot of damage and a lot of CC, and something that Yasuo and Riven can take full advantage of. So I would expect Sejuani to be fairly active. Trundle, on the other hand, definitely more of the power farmer early. It's not that he can't gank; it's a little trickier to set up
I know.
with his.
I feel like you can gank mid or bot early as Trundle here. Galio and Nautilus both have such great gank setup. I don't think it's really that bad that Trundle only has the pillar.
Yeah, that is a good point, especially in bot lane. If Nautilus can land a good hook onto any one of his lane opponents, there's a good chance they're going to secure a kill or at least blow multiple summoners.
Speaking of the bot lane though, looking at some of their stats on Professor GG, the Jinx is extraordinarily passive, averaging only 0.8 kills and kills or assists at 10, whereas the Ashe is hyper aggressive on Ashe and averages almost 4 kills and assists at 10 minutes on Ashe.
Ooh,
So this
spicy.
lane might turn out the opposite of what we expect. Just found that to be a bit of an interesting mismatch in playstyles there.
That is. I mean, Ashe certainly can be a little bit more aggressive early than a Jinx. Jinx doesn't have a ton of damage. She's definitely one that needs to scale up and get excited before she's really going to do a whole lot. But that's still a pretty significant difference in early game kills. So we'll have to see how that plays out here. Let's see here. I want to point out that, that Sentinels has their icon game on point. They all have matching summoner icons, which is very important here in casual EAL. Incendium gaming, that is something you need to work on.
Is the Conk Akali? I was kind of I think Conk is better here, but I was kind of expecting Electrocute. I think if Akali gets a gank from the Trundle early and manages to kill Riven, she actually has extraordinarily high kill threat with Electrocute. But with Conk, I don't think she really has kill threat ever. But it's much more of a sustainable lane for her. It's way harder for Riven to kill. So I think there's pros and cons to stuff.
I wonder if that is maybe in reaction to the fact that she has received so many nerfs recently. Maybe Conqueror's becoming more standard as a way of boosting the damage.
I mean, I will say I don't necessarily think that the Akali changes have all been nerfs. Like, there are some that have been pretty power sideways. The Shuriken one specifically was like an interesting change because it's all around more damage, but it's like you have to actually go in to get it. So it's incentivizing to play up close and personal, and I think that's why you're seeing Conk more now. Is because you're getting more ticks of damage than you would before. Like before, you most of the time would not go in on your E's. You'd just be using that as harass to get out at the very end because its damage was front loaded. But now that it's back loaded, you want to go in to get that extra damage, and that's when Conk will proc, and you'll actually get some healing back too. But into Riven, I don't think you ever win that all in, so I don't think you ever take it anyway.
Yeah, that's very tough. If Riven holds her stun, that pretty much negates all of that all-in potential. So I'm interested to see how they'll play it out. Pretty standard fan from both teams this time.
We're not seeing the red buff trades.
Yeah, it looks like we'll see some pretty standard jungling paths here. Sejuani is starting top side with red. Trundle on his own red in the bottom half of the map. Sejuani's going straight to Krugs, so we'll probably see them try to do the Krug chicken strategy here.
Oh, I actually went for level 2 cheese. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay.
Well, I mean,
with that, like he wanted to go for it, but Akali wasn't going to push hard enough. It looks like Akali's actually destroying Riven level 1 here.
Yeah, sidestepped that her Q sequence there really nicely. Well played.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing there for Akali though is that Riven does have the longsword 3-pot start, so it doesn't matter too much. Like, it's nice to get rid of those pots, but when you have a 2-pot head start, it's not too meaningful when you lose the trade level 1. Trundle skipped his Raptors, which I think is probably good.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of AoE, or he takes a lot of damage from that. That's not surprising.
Yeah, especially when you start the machete, you kind of want to avoid those.
Scatter in some trouble. Oof. Good play by the Yasuo.
Yeah, he's gone. Oof. He does have the TP though, so he's not going to miss much farm though. So it's not the end of the world, but you do hate to see that after seeing what the Yasuo did last game. You can't help but get a little bit of the Vietnam flashbacks after that one. Oh, they actually... Okay, no, they're not. I thought they were going to give over the scuttle to Yasuo there for a second, which I think would actually be a really smart play. Because you'd get such a high XP lead on Yasuo over Galio at that point that it would become borderline unplayable, I think, because Yasuo would probably get to 6 about a wave and a half faster. Yasuo does, or Galio does have the shove, but I'm assuming Yasuo is just going to take it right back now. Yeah, Galio didn't get anything on his first back either, which is a bit unlucky that it happened so early.
Yeah, both of Yasuo and Galio here will probably just take turns shoving the wave. They both have pretty good push between the Yasuo's just constant autoing and Galio's abilities and passive. It shouldn't be an issue for wave control.
Actually, do you remember what Yasuo took as his keystone last game? He's taking the fleet forward this one.
Ooh, you know, I didn't see what he took last game, or at least I don't remember. Fleet forward is an interesting choice.
I feel like in the Galio matchup, you definitely want Kong.
Ooh, okay, good trade there from Scattercat.
Very late wind wall. Definitely not.
Oh, good Nautilus hook.
The traps come down too, and the pillar. Wait.
Well done, Sentinels. Nicely done.
A little bit miscoordinated with the pillar there, I don't think that he saw the traps quite in time, so he put down the pillar as the traps went down, so that got kind of wasted, and Thresh managed to flash over it, but Jinx still has flash and manages to pick it up, so all said and done, it doesn't matter too much, but Jinx doesn't have that flash, so Sejuani might be able to make something happen and turn it back around.
So Jinx picked up the early kill, has a small CS lead now. They pushing the wave in. I'm assuming that they'll probably try to back here, maybe?
I'd like to see there's a fight happening top lane. Probably not quite getting the execute on the Riven there. Chasing it, but no dice.
Still very nicely done by Aileron roll on the Akali. Really pressing his advantages when he has the windows. He's got about a 10 CS lead and just forced Riven out of lane. Akali's still sitting on a pot, so I'm sure she's going to sit there and either try to free.
I feel like you just hard shove this in the
yeah.
tower and back. Like,
yeah, that's what she did there. That's a good call. Good call.
Let's hear it. Incendium actually has the control ward on the Infernal track right now. I'd like to see Sejuani like super hard farm it to 6, and then I don't think there's any way that Sentinels can contest around the Infernal, because like Sejuani ult is just such a huge tool early, plus Yasuo already has a bit of an advantage. He just got another solo kill mid lane.
That was close, but yeah, his ult there at the end turned that fight, and Ignite was back up as well.
Yeah, so now I definitely think if you're Sejuani, you just take Krugs here, then or look top, and then get your 6 and go. Oh, that's an unfortunate Sejuani Q. Guess we'll see if it matters. I think Akali can just walk out.
Nicely done. Well played there. Sidestepped all the CC.
Yeah, I think the Sejuani actually misclicked there because she just threw it in completely the wrong direction. Like maybe she was like predicting a dash or something, but that one was pretty unfortunate.
I actually thought Akali was in trouble there because she had just used her shuriken flip, and I thought perhaps that would cause some problems for her. But
this looks like a really good fight for Sentinels, though.
Oh, lands the taunt.
It's 1 kill for Jinx. Can she get the second? Not going to chase it. They should get the Infernal here, though. The jungler has a level lead over Sejuani, and they have member advantage, so I don't think there's anything Sej can do to contest here.
No, this is their dragon. Sej needs to walk away. And she does. She goes back to her jungle, doesn't try to throw herself away.
Alright. This is what I expected, but still, oh, yikes.
Wow, that Akali burst.
Guess you don't need electrocute when you're... Oh god, that's a yikes for me. I feel like this should still be Riven favored, but Akali's just playing it so well. That was a good flash by Galio mid lane. If he got tagged by that Yasuo tornado, he was definitely dead. Yasuo's still looking for it though. Playing very aggressive. Oh, Sejuani's gonna break up the 1v1 though. You hate to see that. The Galio's just not working out.
It's
he's
close.
Playing very well though.
Yeah, he's doing okay 1v1. I think probably what he should have tried to do was maybe get a little bit of armor earlier to take away some of the burst from Yasuo.
There's an all-in bot lane.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, Jinx just destroys the Ashe there. We'll see if they manage to pick up Thresh. Zap does connect.
Yet
another
great hook.
Jinx should get it. Yep. See, this is an interesting one. I definitely think that it's favoring Sentinels right now because the Jinx is just so fed, but Yasuo is also extraordinarily fed. And they have a lot of good setups for Yasuo. They have the Thresh Blade, the Sejuani Q, the Ribbon Q. So I'd be interested to see how these 5v5 start going, because I feel like they can go either way still. This doesn't feel like a very one-sided affair yet.
No, this is much more balanced so far than the last game was. And I think Sentinels is in a better position to actually continue pushing their advantages. And even though Galio is behind the Yasuo, Galio's going to get tanky, and his ult is going to be useful in team fights. So it's not like he's going to be, you know, he's just going to be walking around trying to absorb damage. Like, he's going to do stuff, and that's an important thing even when you fall behind.
See, I'm actually interested in what the Galio build is here, because, like, as far as I know, like, I'm not a Galio player, but I'm used to seeing, like, the Proto Belt rush on Galio, but he has the Blasting Wand sitting in inventory there, so I'm not entirely sure what it is he's going for.
It could be he was trying to go for the early looters. Oh no. Face checks into the jungle, finds a Sejuani.
Does do a lot of damage, but no support there to back it up. I think if Jinx ults, she can pick up a kill though.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 that are probably in range. I mean, she's already got an Infinity Edge, which
she
is...
actually just recently used the ult, it looks like. I don't know what she used it on. Yeah, just battle of the crit carries. Who can carry harder, Jinx or Yasuo? Well, Kali's still eking further and further ahead. It's up to a 20 CS lead now over Ribbon. Look at all those control wards topside though for the side of Incendium.
Yeah, Incendium once again really putting effort into their vision, and
I'm surprised the Sejuani's going bot side here. Like, you have so much vision top, and the Herald's up, and Dragon's not.
yeah, I was just noticing that they invested all this vision. 3 control wards is not a small thing, and then she decided to go to the other side of the map. So, but oh, look at the bot side too. They have another control ward and a stealth ward deep in Sentinels jungle. They are going to know where Trundle is at all times.
Oh, face checks the Yasuo. He might just be dead here. Yasuo might be tornado. He flashes for it. Yeah. Gonna get totally collapsed on here though. I don't know if the Kali flash was necessary there, but it does pick up the shutdown, so that's gonna be really big.
Yeah, the shutdown on that was probably pretty big. Let me see if I can find the...
I think it was 400, I'm not entirely sure.
It's not showing on my match, or in my window for some reason. Oh, Jinx is getting excited. There we go, nice Mega Death Rocket.
You know, and if you're Riven, like, that 1v1 was feeling bad before, but now Akali just got that kill on Yasuo for a shutdown. She's probably gonna have Gunblade here. Yep, she's got Gunblade.
There it is.
Now it feels real doomed. Riven does finish Black Cleaver, though, so there's a chance that she wins it now. I'm not entirely sure, though. Feels like it's still Akali favorite. Plus, Akali grabs 2 cloth armors. Starts the Zonias.
Sentinels picking up another basically uncontested Drake.
It's an interesting itemization for the Yasuo. I'm surprised he went Pickaxe over Cloak of Agility here. I feel like the 90% crit is better. But I guess he feels like a gambling man today. I'm gonna roll high on that 50.
Oh.
That was a really good dash.
Hook looked like that was going to connect. It's kind of surprising.
That was a very clutch dash by the Yasuo there. Oh, is Trundle dead again?
This is not going to end well for Trundle, I don't think.
Kali's coming though.
Wow.
It was a good attempt by Yasuo to bring the Kali back to Riven, but no avail. Kali still picks it up.
Alright, so it looks like both teams are moving towards the top side of the map. Maybe they're going to look towards the Rift Herald here, which I think would be the smart play. Especially for Incendium. I think they need to try to get a tower here. Picking up the Rift would definitely help them with that.
Especially like this Jinx is so scary now. Do finally see the Sedge gang top lane, but does not connect with y'all, so not gonna get anything there.
Aileron Roll brought his dancing shoes tonight. Did you see that? Sidestep
Yeah,
the ult. Sidestep the Riven Qs. That was astonishing. Well
claims
played.
the control ward as his prize. 30 gold in the bank. All right.
And that Sejuani ult being down is actually kind of a big thing with this objective being in play right now.
Plus, Sentinels has finally managed to clear out most of the control wards topside for Incendium. They just placed one more, but like, you had 3 up there, and you had top side pressure when Yasuo was stomping on mid for a while. I feel like he could have went Herald at any time there, but don't wind up going for it.
Sentinels looks like they're pushing 2 here. I think that's kind of a mistake. They don't really have any advantages.
Yeah, with Yasuo on the side lane too. Doesn't look like Yasuo's going to be able to stay for the full tower, but it did take about half of the health off that one. Interesting enough, it looks like Incendium moved their control wards down to bot side to support the Yasuo split push. But I think that, like, if your Sentinels here, you just go Herald. You see Yasuo bot side, you know he doesn't have TP. Looks like the call is to stop the split push instead.
Yeah, they're sending Galio down. Not the worst thing in the world, but they definitely need to start focusing Rift Herald. It's up, it's still available for another 2.5 minutes. Not quite 2.5 minutes at this point, but it's more or less free at this point because you have control over top and mid.
Galio is gone. Goodbye, sweet prince.
Such burst. He still doesn't have any armor, so that's gonna have to change. This team, you need armor.
I would say get Sonya's, but I feel like that doesn't even help him. I feel like, okay, so he does go to Luden's first item. I don't know if I really agree with that one. I don't know what you could really do here, actually. I think Protobelt's probably better. Because especially since they switched the W flash mechanic, having the Protobelt to gap close with your W, I don't know if you can use it when channeling, actually. I think you can.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's been a bunch of changes on him recently. I'm not sure how that fully interacts with something like Protobelt. I know he's still fairly mana hungry on his Qs, so that's probably why he went to Luden's. But I would expect Protobelt has to be coming soon. Alright, Incendium got some vision control back of Rift Herald, which is really soon to be Baron Vision here. There's only another minute before the Rift Herald expires. Do have a dragon spawning in a few seconds. Incendium also getting control of that.
Still waiting for that one big 5v5 to break out, because it feels like the game is still so close. There's only about, what, a 2,000 gold lead, little under 3k between them. That's still very winnable. I feel like if you're Incendium, you wait for Yasuo to have Infin, and then you could take the 5v5.
Yeah, and both of these teams, if they win that, they could snowball it hard. I mean, at this point, Jinx is 6-0 with 2 items. If she wins a team fight, you know, you can take 2 turrets like it's nothing. Alternatively, Incendium can do the same thing with a Yasuo or a Riven.
speaking of 2 items on the Jinx, well, actually, okay, we do see Infin finally done for Yasuo, so now I think is when both teams start really fishing for the 5v5s. But anyway, speaking of Jinx, what is your opinion on the Hurricane second? Because I think that RFC is actually better here.
I think they're using it mostly for probably wave control.
We got a fight between Akali and Yasuo here.
Oh.
Akali just gets destroyed. That's 700 gold for Yasuo. It's gonna propel him towards whatever he's building out of that pickaxe. I imagine it's probably Death's Dance. Maybe Asterix. I don't know what you would be building out of that.
I think he went Bloodthirster last game. Does that build into Bloodthirster? I don't play it.
No, that's BF Vamp is Bloodthirster.
Okay. You're right. That's correct. Well, so anyway, for Jinx and the Runin's Hurricane, I think it does a couple of things. It's a team fighting item because of the extra DPS you put out. Well, Riven might be caught here.
Good NATO by Yasuo. Good Ash ult into the Thresher. Trundle just can't move at all, but it doesn't matter. He just life steals through it. Oh my god.
There it is. There's your team fight that we were talking about.
Yeah, Jinx just popping off there.
Yeah, that's exactly why the Runin's Hurricane is what she went there. She was able to just sit there and just auto the entire team into oblivion. She didn't get touched, and she wrecked them.
I think the problem that they ran into there is they layered like 4 CC abilities onto the Trundle, but they just couldn't take him down. They burned so much trying to take down this Trundle, and then Jinx just free fired in the backline with that Hurricane.
Yeah, their engaged just to get onto the back line didn't work for them. They weren't able to execute on it, and alternatively, Sentinels used their tools almost perfectly. The Nautilus ultimate, the Galio ultimate, the Trundle pillars. It was really well done for Sentinels there.
Alright, so we are seeing the Sterix come through for Yasuo, it looks like. I would like to see a Bork from Yasuo this game. The Trundle and the Galio are both going to be very tanky, as well as the Nautilus. Bork gives you some lifesteal, some survivability. Also gives you chase potential because of the slow. I think it's really good for side lane. I don't think anyone can touch him in the side lane right now. Akali clearly can't. She just got 1v1 earlier. So I think that if he goes Bork, like, he can actually probably 1v3 any 3 people on the enemy team.
He might be able to. Now we do see we're finally responding to Yasuo. They have Randuin's on Trundle. They have Bramble Vest on Galio. That's going to build into the Thorn Mail. So we're starting to see a little bit of armor come through.
I definitely do not like the what appears to be Essence Reaver coming in for Jinx. I don't think that you should be having that bad of mana problems with rockets that you need it. I think second Zeal item or Bloodthirster is better here. Because, like, RFC I still think is better than Hurricane into this comp, because your only threat is Yasuo. So if you're staying far enough away, speaking of Yasuo, he's very Yasuo. That's a bit unlucky. Taken out by the Shuriken flip.
He was feeling very adventurous there when he revealed his presence.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. Flash hook. Nautilus onto the Ash, into the Galio engage onto everyone. Lonnie gets taken out here too. This might actually be this game. Yeah, it's 20 seconds on Yasuo. I think the game's just over here, unless Riven can somehow pop off. She's got 10 seconds till Yasuo, so maybe they can. Riven does go in, gets a lot of damage off, goes down, takes out Galio, but Yasuo's up now, so they get 2 Nexus Towers, but they can't end. The Ash Arrow comes through, doesn't look like it hit anything. Actually, no, it hit Jinx mid lane, but nobody was chasing that, so. Flash out of fresh.
Nautilus actually did a a smart thing there. He drew pressure off Jinx, Akali, and Trundle, so they were able to get out. I like that play a lot.
If you're Incendium, I think you rush Baron here.
They're certainly going to try, but I don't know.
Well, it's actually not. It's
still a
too
lot
late now. They needed to like just super hard go on it after they killed Nautilus. I think they could have because Galio was down and Nautilus was, so none of the engage was really there for Sentinels. But now Galio's up. He has ult and TP, so there's not really much you can do. If you leave base too far, Galio can actually just TP into their base on that ward and end. So really rough spot for them right now. See, next dragon is spawning here in about a minute. It is an Infernal. I don't want to see a fight around it, but I expect that's where the fight's gonna be. I would like to see a trade. Or better yet, I would like to see Sentinels choke out Incendium and just take Baron right now before the Infernal spawns. There's no chance of Incendium getting anything back. Looks like Galio's just caught out here though. Yeah, now there's not really much that Sentinels can do.
And now Sentinels has to be careful because they have 5 people coming at them, and they're kind of a rough spot. It looks like they will get out though. Trundle is... oh, now they're split
They're just stalling for time. They have supers in mid lane. They don't care. As long as Incendium doesn't start Baron, it doesn't matter. Akali might be caught on the top side. CC'd up by Thresh, taken down by Riven. Now they have to back and deal with the supers, so they managed to stall enough time. Now Galio's back up, so...
yeah, another nice catch, but unfortunately Incendium's not going to be able to do anything off of it.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just broke 2 off and went to Infernal there while all of Sentinels was just running top. Yeah, you easily could have taken it there, I think. And it would have really helped, but...
Alright, Sentinels starting up the Baron. Incendium...
yeah, they're going to be way too late for that play. They said Arnie should have just committed to drag there. There's no way that you get there in time, I don't think. Yeah, now Sejuani's very dead.
Sejuani
yeah, they have to commit for the fight here. They lose anyway if they don't. Akali's looking for the ult. Not going to get it.
Yep.
Okay,
I think they're just going to try to march this one down mid.
Yeah, there's no Nexus towers. Sejuani's dead. Now they're all grouped up. I feel like you just had to fight a pit there while they were split and Akali wasn't there yet. Now that they're all there, I don't think there's any chance that you win this fight, really. Sejuani's not going to spawn in time. You're never going to be able to stall that long.
This is it. Here's the last effort. Unfortunately, Riven went in by herself.
Yeah, the Nautilus ult zoned off Yasuo there. Nothing you could do.
Good Galio ult.
Good flash by Yasuo. He almost got the 4-man knockup, but he just couldn't stay alive long enough. Akali managed to get the execute on all. That's going to be the game.
There it is. Yeah, very nice game 2 by Sentinels there. I liked their game plan. I liked their comp. They executed it really well. And hey, how about the bot lane, right? We saw you pulled up the Poor Professor stats that the Ashe was far more aggressive than the Jinx, and they totally flipped that script. I mean, Jinx finished 16-0-6.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I actually think she had a ton of unspent gold, by the way. Like, I don't know exactly how much it was. I'm going to check real quick, but...
well, I mean, she picked up most of those kills in the last couple of fights, so yeah, I'm sure she had quite a lot.
Well, it was like 5 minutes before Baron that I was talking about how she was building Essence Reaver, and then she just never finished it. I think she had something like 4K not spent at the end of that. Like, yeah, no, she was very, very fed.
Yeah, that was unstoppable. She had 4,000 more gold than anyone else on Sentinels, and almost 2,000 more than even Yasuo. Yeah, why don't we get Jinx in here? Can we get Grubby Nation in here?
Do you want to pull one from both teams or just the
Yeah,
team?
we should. Yeah, that's true. Let's get one from both teams. Let's get Grubby Nation in here, and how about Yasuo, Hero Gamer Man?
Yeah, but the two big crit boys if they're
Yeah,
available.
let's see here. We'll have to move up to the post-game interview channel, so let's all jump up there. Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
It's actually full, so we're gonna need somebody to move the last one in if they're available.
Oh wait, is it really full?
Yeah, it's 4-4.
Okay, we'll just do one after the other. So we are joined currently by Hero Gamer Man of Incendium Gaming. You may know him as Yasuo for these two games. So first of all, Hero, tell us a little bit about. Well, first of all, GG's. Well played. It was very fun to watch both games, but we got to talk about it. Both
Yeah,
times,
absolutely.
the insta lock of Yasuo. That is a bold move, and I think you played it pretty well. Tell us about some of the thought process behind that.
How's everybody doing, man? My name is Jay. I go by Hero Gamer Man. First time League of Legends player. This is my first year playing League, and
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
pretty fun so
Welcome.
far. Thanks, man. This is my first competitive 5v5s. Just literally just a couple of buddies of mine who just started playing together, and we've played like maybe I don't know 4 or 5 matches together. Not really a lot together. So we're learning. It's actually a super fun experience. As for the pick for Yasuo, I mean, I like playing mechanical champions with a lot of mobility, and just really just rely on my reaction time and stuff like that. I mean, Yasuo is not an easy champ to master. There's a lot of easier champs, but you know, like assassins and stuff. But I think I think it's really my fault. I should have played the game better. There was some team fights where it was like a really close call where I almost got like knockups that I really needed, and I just didn't I just didn't execute it properly. So I'm gonna put the blame on myself for
No,
not.
especially like that last fight right before the end of game 2. I saw you flash away and you had that 4-man NATO lined
Yeah,
up and you just couldn't get it to
yeah,
see Akali execute.
yeah, man. I was dang. I know. I was going for the 4-man knockup, just waiting for that big play opportunity, but it didn't pay off. I was just a millisecond too late, and it was actually very good reaction time by the Akali, because as soon as I flashed, she executed right on my flash. So a millisecond difference, and maybe that fight would have gone a little bit different. But hey, I think that the right team won that second game. So
So do you think the Malphite ban may have hindered your ability to carry then a bit?
um. Yeah, I mean, I think Nikat still played pretty well. So Juani, um, but definitely the Mal fight is a lot better with Yasuo, because it just guarantees so many more knockups in the back line that we needed, and it was just really tough to get back to get to Jinx. They just had a lot of front line, a lot of ways to a lot of beefy champs with Trundle and Galio and Nautilus, and even though I was able to get a couple solo kills on the Nautilus, he still did I'm sorry, not the Nautilus, the Galio. He was still able to do exactly what he needed to do during the team fight. So
Yeah,
I think their team fight was a lot better than ours. Their comp in general, I think, is just better for team fighting.
yeah, and we want to give a lot of credit to Scattercat on Galio, because we thought the lane was going to go a little bit more evenly than it did. I think you snowballed it pretty well, and I think it's a fairly tough matchup for Yasuo into that. So you you won lane, and you kept him down pretty good. But Galio is just one of those champions that's got so much utility in his kit. It's tough to deal with. Um, so tell us a little bit about more of your team. You both games you seem to pick very strong lanes, and try to play off of that. Was that an intentional thing? Is that like more of your style, where you just pick win lane, win game type champs, or was that in reaction to something you saw that you thought you could exploit from Sentinels?
To be honest, our strategy was more to play to our strengths more than anything, and play picks that we're more comfortable with the idea to have some sort of comps, like for example, with extra knockups from the Riven, mini knockup from the Sejuani, and some knockups from the Thresh. But the idea is still to it was really just to play each lane more to what we feel comfortable with, because at least for me, I'm a really new player to the game. Our support is super new to the game. Um, you know, like really really new. So I think, yeah, our jungle, our support, and myself, we're all first year League of Legends players, and our support started playing maybe like 2-3 months ago or something like that.
Oh wow, so that's really cool. We're excited to have you guys. Glad you're participating in the league this season, and hope you're enjoying it so far.
Man, it's a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm like, this is so exciting. I can't wait to play the next game, man. And I'm excited to show off some good stuff. I'm going to be practicing a lot. Hopefully, everybody who's tuning in will get to see me make some really cool plays and some nice highlights. I want to thank the other team as well for the game. They played really well that second game. It was awesome.
All right, well, great. Hey, thanks for joining us. Glad you're having a good time here, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next game.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah, you too, man. All right, let's see here. If they're still listening, can we get Grubby Nation to join us from Sentinels?
Yeah, this is Grubby Nation.
Hey, man, welcome, and GG's. Congratulations on the big win in there in Game 2 and the 1-1 split overall. That was a fun couple of games for us to cast.
Yeah, I think the second one was a little more fun than the first, but it was a good time.
Yeah, well, 16-0-6 will definitely do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Speaking of the first game, so what was the mental like trying to reset into game 2? Because game 1 was not super pretty.
Well, we thought that we did pretty good in the laning phase of game 1. Pretty early. I believe we got first blood. I think we got first dragon, so we felt pretty good. But we kind of felt like instead of using the kind of the momentum we had, we were kind of reacting to what the other team was doing. So we were reacting anytime they went to dragon pit or they were pushing for a tower. So second game we decided we wanted to be a little more team fight based. So maybe even if we're gonna lose lane a little bit, we just wanted to focus on that end game team fight and be a little more aggressive in kind of that mid phase of the game.
Nice. Well, and let's talk a little bit about the difference between game 1 and game 2, because your team comps were completely different between those two games, right? Second game was very much more team fight oriented, while still also having fairly strong lanes. Is this something that you guys have practiced in your team practice sessions, or is it just kind of game 1 didn't work well, so you went more to just kind of comfort champs and let's see how it works out? Like, how did that work for you guys?
We have been practicing a little bit with different types of comps. So we decided that game 1 didn't work. So might as well. We're gonna have to do something different because you're not gonna do the same thing and expect different results. So we decided to just flip the script, and yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Well, I think it worked, and it's always fun to see in the times that I've played. It's fun when the first thing you try doesn't work out. So you're like, okay, so let's make this adjustment, and you go into game 2, and it just clicks, right? You could just tell your team comp, your team, you guys were all on the same page. It was everyone knew what they needed to do and was able to do it. That's the sort of thing that feels real good in these kinds of games.
Yeah, and I kind of got a couple kills early, with we had a good gank by our jungle by Trundle, and then we had a good play to get a double kill bot. So I was kind of getting fed, and then we just decided that we were gonna fight off of that. So my team did a great job, you know, just protecting me, and all I had to do was click. So it was pretty easy from there.
Nice, nice. Now, your team, I know Scattercat, I've known Scattercat for probably close to 2 years now. We've played in leagues together. Aileron rolls, same as him. The other three members, I believe, are new to this league at least. Did you know Scatter and Aileron roll?
The only person I've known before this is Executioner, the guy I am the support, and so we've just been playing as a team just for, I don't know, the past few weeks, the past month or so. So we're still pretty new and still, you know, learning, and you know, we're probably going to use, you know, this game and see what we did good from this, and just kind of keep on moving forward with that.
Well, for sure, and it looks like your practice session has been pretty productive because, like I said, you had some really well executed team fights, and it seems like you guys are coming together pretty quickly, which is always real nice to see.
Yeah. So I guess we're, you know, just gonna keep at the drawing board, and you know, keep figuring out new things we can bring out, and yeah, just keep having a good time.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for a good couple of games. These were fun to watch and fun to cast, and we hope you have success in the rest of the games this season.
Yeah. Thanks. We'll hopefully be seeing you guys soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, dude.
All right. ZZ Dog, you got anything you want to say to finish off the stream here?
Not really. It's pretty interesting set.
Yes, very entertaining. I think we saw a lot from both teams, and I think these are a couple of teams that we're going to be seeing more of in the future in the Demacian division. So, thank everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the cast, and we will see you another night. Good night, everybody.
Hasta luego.